Iceland, one of the most visited places on Earth. But this time, we're doing things differently. Only driving the F-roads, Iceland's legendary mountain tracks, where even in summer, you can get trapped in dangerous snowstorms. So, will this be the ultimate adventure or a total disaster? This is Lewie and the Rover, destination Iceland. Welcome to summer in Iceland. It's mid-September. Hot summer weather was not the expectation, but getting caught in a snowstorm on the very first mountain road wasn't either. Totally unprepared, and it was only going to get worse. So, let me first tell you something about the F-roads in Iceland. F stands for Fjallvegur, which means mountain road. Off-roading is strictly forbidden here, but these legendary routes will give you all the adventure you could ever want. This one leads straight to Iceland's largest glacier, Vatnajökull. It covers about 8% of the entire country, but for those paying close attention, this isn't your usual Lewie and the Rover team. Let me explain what happened. We were stuck in a dilemma. Iceland had always been on our bucket list, but dogs are only allowed in after a 2-week quarantine. It was all too complicated and honestly not worth the hassle for a 3-week trip, so we had to make a tough decision. Since Lewie is a very self-sufficient dog, we found a quiet spot in France to tie him up. Saying goodbye was tough, but he'd manage, right? No, of course not. Lewie and I stayed with my parents in France. We waved Patrick goodbye, but someone had to look after him. So here's Paul. We traveled together with Paul and Lydie all through Central Asia and already made endless memories. But this time, Paul and Patrick were ready to make new ones. He's the perfect travel partner, navigator, off-road driver, and the all-round handyman you need on trips like these.
Are you ready, Paul?
It's gonna be amazing, man.
3 days on the ferry, man.
It's not going to be amazing, I don't think so.
Oh, man.
So we have to take out the whole fridge and the
Yep.
fridge itself, I think, to bring it into the cabin.
Well, since you are addicted to Nutella, I took this one, but I think 3 days on the ferry, it will be done, right?
3 days on the ferry. Good luck, guys. Luckily, there was plenty of very expensive entertainment to keep them busy.
So we're in Iceland. Amazing. And we both have been in Iceland before, but we mostly did the ring road. And now since we're here with our own 4x4, we have a different plan because the goal is to only drive the F-roads.
Well, let's get started then. They left the snow behind on a mission to find some warmer weather. Slowly the sun came out, but in Iceland, rain and snow are never far away. Luckily, there are plenty of ways here to warm yourself up again.
enjoying my life and going to a hot spring.
Nice!
40 degrees, it's freezing outside.
In Iceland, you'll find hot springs like this all over the island. They're the result of Iceland's wild geothermal activity. The island literally sits on top of two tectonic plates, so while glaciers freeze on one side, the ground boils on the other. But 1 hour later, the weather turned again. Snow, howling wind, and freezing cold.
Oh, bullshit shit, we should have done it. Preparing
The diesel heater, huh?
that we don't freeze to death.
Woo! It's working! We're not freezing to death, man!
How can we be more happy than that, man? We have beautiful landscape, diesel heater working,
-6. Enjoy.
and ready meals.
The next morning, a bit of sunlight broke through, revealing the kind of views that make Iceland so special. Today's goal, reaching the campsite at the foot of the glacier.
So, Paul, how did you sleep?
Real answer or fake answer?
The real answer.
It was freaking cold. The diesel heater stopped at, I think, 1 a.m. It ran out of diesel. But it was cold. And this morning woke up.
-8?
At least feels like what the app said. But yeah, now we are warm again. Beautiful weather, and we are heading to the 910 to Drake City or to the glacier.
Yes.
Well, Paul, I'm not sure if you'd call this beautiful weather. The snow kept falling, thicker and thicker, turning everything into a magical white scene. On this F-road, some proper technical driving was required to cross the lava field. And this is exactly why only 4x4s are allowed on Iceland's F-roads.
So what is a good rule for an overlander, Patrick?
Take a working diesel heater.
Yeah, and?
Check the river crossing.
And this one looks
Good.
yeah, calm. It's off sand maybe a little bit.
You see the stream coming up there?
Yeah.
Driving through the highlands on the F-roads, they can't avoid river crossings.
So we have driven all day, and it's snowing all day, so that's nice. It's really special. But we entered a new national park, and the rangers here are really friendly, huh, Paul?
Yeah.
They're really helpful, and they give you tips and advice. Yeah, but just to be sure, like in Iceland, wild camping is really not allowed. But you can go to the ranger's hut, and there you can park your vehicle for the night. Sometimes you can use the facilities, but it's so late in the season now, they're all gone. But we can still camp there and have a safe spot.
And also ask for advices for road conditions also as well.
That's really important because it can change in an instant, especially the rivers, and they can be really tricky. So Yeah, always check the weather apps and the safety apps from Iceland and talk to the rangers, right? For tips and tricks.
Because the road now looks like this. So it's changing fast.
Let's hope it works tonight.
It has to really. It has to.
Otherwise we're dead. It works?
Scouting.
Come on, diesel
Now
heater.
we are full also.
And we have diesel.
Should be, the tank is full of diesel also as well, because this morning it was empty. So also that may be a possibility why it stopped.
Maybe.
You are already at 11.9,
So it's working? Yeah.
seems like it.
So it helped to put diesel in it. That's weird.
Yeah, and when we're going to sleep, we're going to check the level and see how much we burned and how much we have left.
All right, man.
Yeah, it's running.
Good.
It is.
Yes, you happy that it works?
I have.
Let's see how tonight is, huh? Let's get inside. What we have? Survival meals, like always.
Because we are lazy and we have been driving 300k today
Yep.
on very difficult road, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not hard off-roading, but it takes another.
Especially with snow and visibility. Well,
Exactly.
let's enjoy, man.
The next morning, a monstrous amount of energy was needed just to get out of bed. But here they are.
So yesterday, we had a bit of trouble, huh, starting the car.
Yeah, but I think it was because we used Danish diesel
Yeah.
and now we've put new Icelandic diesel and they have antifreeze inside. It's clear.
Good. So we're going to do the most cool route in Iceland, the F88.
Yeah, we will stop at Dreki ranger station to ask for a condition of river condition because we have two major road river crossing that we
Yeah.
have to do today, and we'll see how it goes.
You'd have to admit, Iceland in the snow looks even more magical. And somehow, they're still having fun.
So how are we on fuel?
So we have 230 here plus a jerrycan with, I would say, maybe 15 liters now. And we've just calculated, and if you want to do the F88, we have 120 kilometers to the next gas station where we are sure there is gas, because there are other gas stations where we are not sure. And if we go to Helka Askia and the ranger station in Dreki, we have 40 more.
All right.
So total should be 180 with 220 and
There's a lot of snow, huh?
that's so much fun, man.
Let's ask the rangers what the...
Let's ask ya.
Yeah.
Alright, so we are in Dreki city ranger station, and we were supposed to do a small hike to a lake that I cannot pronounce. But obviously with the weather, we cannot really go there. So change of plan, we go to the F88.
Yeah.
And we just ask the condition, the radar crossing should be fine. Now it's clear. We follow and we study this river. The stream is nice.
Yes, and you have low gear.
Low gear are on and rear differential locked also as well.
Okay. Well, that should be easy then, right? Just do what the ranger said. Stay 1 meter from the rope. But that's not 1 meter.
Happening. Dude, go, come on, man. No.
It's okay.
Dude.
It's okay. Not very easy river crossing. We were warned we might lose traction, and we did right in the middle. Then the stream pushed us, I would say, on the right side, and I had to switch from second to first gear. We lost momentum a little bit, and then we gripped again and went out. But yeah, that was not. That was a very scary 3 seconds, just to tell you.
Because the first one didn't went as expected. So he's checking it out now to see if he can find a path.
The river crossings are the hardest part of the F-roads for Team PP. One mistake or a small misjudgment and it can be game over for them or our vehicle. More on that later. Even battle-hardened overlanders need a spa moment sometimes.
So we had a really good time at the hot spring, I think.
Yes.
We're really clean now. But the really interesting thing is that now all the routes we have driven are
now
closing.
closed. Yeah.
So we were really lucky, because I think if we came 1 day earlier, later, it would not been possible. So it was amazing. But now we have to change some things in our route, right?
Exactly. The route we planned is now closed, so we have to find a new one, and be careful of river crossing also as well.
Yep.
Because it was Ranger told us it was also a little bit tricky, and we have pushed our luck a little bit in river crossing. So
now, and the thing is, like, we're with one vehicle, and otherwise we could have taken a little bit more risk, but now we have to
now play conservative.
Yeah, but we're trying this route and see if we can find also places.
Where else on earth can you drive all day surrounded by views like these? This is what makes Iceland a true bucket list destination.
Well, we're going to a beautiful area, but we have to race a little bit to make it for golden hour. We had beautiful sunlight, but I had to drive a little bit fast. Look how the back is looking. Look, if you like milkshake, this is the end result. Everything fell out. It was worth it, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, 100%.
Oh, 0?
They finally had the time to call home and share stories. Luckily with Holafly, that's super easy. We had already installed the eSIM before even leaving for Iceland. No visiting shops on arrival, no waiting. Just scan the QR code to set up your eSIM so you are online as soon as you arrive at your destination. Holafly gives you unlimited data in over 200 destinations with no hidden costs, so you never have to worry about surprise charges. If you want to try for yourself, you can get 5% off with our code Lewie and the Rover on all destinations. Get your Holafly eSIM before you leave and focus on the adventure. Black lava sand, a glacier in the background. This must be the most beautiful track in Iceland. And to top it off, it ends with a river crossing that flows straight into a waterfall.
Road is closed because there's really high water there. So it also says for normal 4x4s it's not allowed. The only thing with Super Jeep is with guided tours. So we should be respectful for that. And yeah, but it was still a really nice track, right?
Absolutely gorgeous.
We'll experience and discover a little bit more in that area. And this is for another time. It is what it is.
Icelandic road services actually give the live updates about river levels. But Paul made sure to check it himself.
Ready to check it?
Ready?
Alright, here goes Paul. Do you hear me, Paul?
100%. I checked it already, and this side, the right side is really deep. This is higher here on the left.
So how is it?
It's a little colder. But here it's deep, so don't lose momentum there.
The road services mark the safest line with poles in the water. There they go, slow but steady. After a full day of driving,
Who said it's not raining in Iceland? Like I didn't go in the water enough today. I didn't spend enough time.
Oh, everything is wet, man.
River crossing today. It was good, without pants and anything. Now it's all wet, so we have to dry it with this.
I
It's
think
gonna be hard.
we're going to be original and take another quick meal.
Survival meal.
Let's go. See you tomorrow.
this track takes them all the way into Thorsmörk, a stunning remote valley known for its endless hiking trails, but only after facing one of Iceland's most difficult water crossings.
think this is the biggest river crossing we've seen so far, eh?
Yeah, we've got the tire tracks, right? Glacier dust inside, and we cannot see.
So-
the car is coming, so
Yeah, that's always a good option, like wait for another car,
to come.
especially the guides, and see how they do it and ask.
That's why we asked a local guide, and he said we can do this one, not the next two ones, but this one we can do it. So
Okay, let's try it.
fine. They were still at
Lower tire pressure helps them with traction.
Taking the winch out just to be sure, huh?
perfect.
So? That was amazing, huh?
Freaking amazing, no?
It's amazing, huh?
One of the hardest mentally we've done. Off-roading was not hard, but river crossing are picking up on your mind. Right? I think we deserve a well,
Prepared lunch.
yes, and a long break.
They can long for a break, but bad weather in Iceland doesn't wait for them. So back in the camper, boys.
So we're on our way to
Landmannalaugar,
Landmannalaugar.
the place you cannot pronounce.
Along the way, they met Fred, a world traveler driving a beautiful Land Cruiser, and the founder of an adventure magazine. This meetup was interesting. A massive storm was coming, and they could already hear the wind howling. They made a plan and set off. But sending the drone up? Yeah, not the best idea.
So we don't have drone footage today.
No, but 100k per hour wind, I think it's a good excuse not to fly the drone.
Holy shit, the weather is extreme now.
It's not blizzard, it's just dust hitting us now.
But we're almost there, we're almost there.
Slowly, the storm got worse. They could actually see the wind pushing the river sideways.
But it's going perfectly. What a beast this vehicle, man, I love it.
Another incredible landscape, Landmannalaugar, a place that looks like it's from another planet. There was a little bit of sunshine, but it didn't last long.
Oh, it's intense. The
winds
We have
and
100k per hour winds, gusts, and
A lot of rain.
a lot of rain. We cannot fly the drone. We cannot stand outside. We cannot even open the door sometimes because the wind is pushing against it so much. So we're just having to have a quick lunch and drive back to the coast, I think. And we will come back tomorrow or the next day, in the coming days.
Lakes turned into seas. Setting up the roof tent? Impossible. After an hour of driving through chaos, they finally found shelter.
And
place to shelter, and this was open, but we don't know how it works because we were maybe thinking maybe we can sleep here. But maybe try the radio. There's a CB radio. Maybe try call other huts or something.
But can we stay here for shelter tonight with the storm? Okay, no problem. No problem. We will fill that up when we get in the cabin. Yeah, right, perfect.
The owners welcomed them in, and Paul immediately fired up the stove to dry their soaked clothes.
Well, you told me you're hungry.
Yes.
And you told me you love sausages, so I'm making some sausages for you.
Wow, Fred, you're the best.
Sausages and what is the other one? Is Spanish chorizo sausages.
This is the magic of overlanding, sharing incredible stories with total strangers. Fred had been exploring long before van life was even a thing. From driving through the jungles of Borneo to crossing the equator on muddy trails, he had endless tales to tell. A great night, full of inspiration, laughter and warmth.
I'm aiming for a holler in the hills of Appalachia. No, sir,
The storm finally cleared. A bit of sunlight returned, but after battling the black desert winds, every window needed a serious clean.
I have little scratches.
The weather is better now.
We don't need emergency shelter for tonight. I really hope so.
No, but the track we're going to drive is beautiful, so
It will be amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing day.
let's do it.
find my fame and fortune on this here California coast. To tell the truth, long shots of rye whiskey was what I seemed to find the most. Hollywood don't want me, the radio won't play me. I guess I ain't their kind. And singing on the street, man, sure gets lonely when nobody pays me no mind. I ain't sorry that I tried it, I ain't sorry that I came, I ain't sorry that I bet it all. But in the words of Kenny Rogers, you gotta know when to fold 'em, and I ain't got the money left to call. So I'm headed on home to a girl that I've been riding. No, she don't care, I ain't no star. You gotta know I've been home and I held her in an age, and that's why I was speeding in my car. It's funny, sometimes you gotta go so far to find again the place where you were born. To remember how it smelled, to remember how it felt, to remember the cloth in which you torn. So I'm aiming for a holler
the sun on our faces.
No, sir,
All right, Paul, this is the last day of our epic expedition in Iceland.
What an expedition you have
Yes,
made.
and we had one question when we came here. Can you still have an epic holiday and an amazing time if you only drive F-roads? So you have the famous ring road, and we skipped it all the way, and we have only driven the F-roads, the famous mountain roads. And what do you think? Is it a success or?
It's a success. The answer is quite simple. It is amazing. It has delivered landscape-wise, experience-wise. We had snow. We had -10 degrees.
Yep.
We had diesel frozen in the pipes. We had.
Yeah, because that's the thing I would say, like Iceland is quite tough. Like not in the roads
Yes.
or it's not difficult off-roading, but the climate, especially we're here late September, it can be quite tough.
It's tough on us, your mind, but also on your equipment. And you don't really recover as good as we expected. I think that's a good takeover after those expeditions. we had a quite good experience in some campsites, but most generally, the campsite here it's forbidden to wild camp.
Yeah.
So the campsites, you pay roughly 25 euros per person on average, even inland in the high road, F roads. But the facilities are a little bit disappointed. You have one shower, one toilet for 50 people or 50 cars. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. But the landscapes compensate easily everything that you can experience 2 hours a day when you're in a campsite.
True, and fuel, it was easy to find.
Super
you
easy
can plan
to find,
it. Just
yes.
we use maps, and you can buy a map, or you can use Gaia or whatever. Easy to plan. Yeah, so definitely this is one of my top 5 destinations I've ever done.
And I think for me it's top 3. Easy.
So we're going to prepare for something other cool, I think. We have
And
some
spatial,
ideas.
completely different.
Yeah, because if you sit so long in the car all day, you come to some new ideas. So
200 a day, but let's make
work
it
them
happen.
out.
And just like that, after 8 months of exploring Europe, our Euro Summer Overland Tour came to an end. We've loved every bit of variety our continent has to offer. But now it's time for the next chapter, coming in 2026. We'll tell you all about it in the next video.